What's going on, legends? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the AK-74u here in Season 2 of Warzone. Now, with Season 2 starting, all of the attachments for the Cold War weapons got an update. Basically, now, all of the functions match the descriptions, which is huge because in Season 1, there was descriptions and then there was effects, and they were actually on different planets. So if it wasn't for the minds of JGod and True Game Data, we wouldn't even know what the attachments actually did last season. So it's good now to have a little bit more to work with having actual descriptions that are accurate. So with that being said, today as well, I want to share with you guys how the AK-74u compares to the meta, the MAC-10, and also we're going to be going over a loadout or class that you guys should be using here in Season 2. If you guys are looking to use the AK-74u, which I highly recommend, you guys go out there and give it a shot. But before we jump into the rest of the content, we go and dive in a little bit deeper to the 74u. If you guys do enjoy this video anytime or find this video helpful in any way, make sure you guys show your support for the channel by going down below and smashing that like button. Go ahead and throw an easy goal of 30 likes on today's video. As well as if you guys want to find your way back to the channel for more Call of Duty content, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so we don't miss you in future videos. Now, obviously, first, I want to talk to you guys about how it compares to the MAC-10. All right, so to compare the AK-74u to the meta we know, the MAC-10, I'm just going to use some base weapon stats for you guys, and this is going to be a really easy way for us to get a rough idea of how much better it actually is, or just how much it compares. Now, the 74u is just one buff away, I'm telling you, from being just insane. But as far as how it compares to the MAC-10, which is our current meta now, which is absolutely a great weapon, we have a 395 time to kill to the head with the 74u up to 18 meters, as opposed to the MAC-10, which only goes up to 15.5 meters at 479. So if you're hitting all headshots, 74u is going to be better at the first damage range for both these weapons. However, it's more likely you're going to hit chest shots and stomach. So for the AK-74u, we have a 653 for the chest and the stomach, and then we have a 533 for the MAC-10. So if you're just going to hit somebody center mass, you're going to have a better chance killing them with the MAC-10. And that's obviously because the MAC-10 has faster fire rate. I think that means it's a little bit better in close quarters engagements. But as we will get into, the AK-74u, I think, kind of has some advantages at range. And you know what? It's similar in time to kill. It's not a crazy amount in difference. And if you're hitting headshots, the 74u is insane. All right, so our next damage range, which is for the MAC-10 up to 22.5 meters, and for the 74u, 25 meters, we have a time to kill to the chest and stomach for the MAC-10 at 694, and for the AK-74u at 826. So that seems like a ton. It's like, 132. I mean, it is going to make a difference, but obviously one weapon is going to be more easy to hit shots than the other. And the thing about time to kill for weapons is obviously there's no recoil considered. There is no how many shots you're going to probably hit or how likely you are to hit what shots. It's not being considered. So with a weapon that has like a really low recoil, such as a 74u, chances are you're going to be able to hit more shots easier. It's probably going to be more effective at range. Whereas with the MAC-10, it's going to be a little bit more all over the place at long ranges and a little bit harder to hit people. And overall, it has a faster fire rate, so hitting some of your shots might be a little bit more difficult also. So those are some of those things you should definitely consider, making the AK-74u compared to the MAC-10 a little bit better than it kind of sounds. And obviously, if you're hitting headshots, you're going to melt with the 74u anyway. The big thing I want you guys to take out of this is that the 74u is definitely more capable at range than the MAC-10, making it a little bit more versatile. The MAC-10 is definitely a lot more limited, so the 74u is definitely really fun to use. So when you get to 32 plus meters for both these weapons, I just want to cover this quickly, which is the last damage range. If you hit all headshots with the MAC-10, you're going to get a 640 time to kill. If you get all headshots with the 74u, you're going to have a 740 time to kill. Chances are you're going to hit more headshots at 32 plus meters with a 74u anyway, so more than likely the 74u is going to be a better option at that range. Obviously, the more reasonable place, the chest and the stomach, we're going to be looking at a 1084 for the 74u, which is pretty huge, and then 748 for the MAC-10. So more than likely, if somehow you can hit all of your shots 32 plus meters with the MAC-10 in the chest, you're going to still be able to take somebody out quicker. But I think with that low recoil of the 74u, it's probably going to be a better option in those ranges, and even having that higher, time to kill isn't really going to make a whole lot of a difference. I think the weapon is definitely good. I think you should definitely go out there and give it a shot. I think it's going to be overlooked, but again, I think it's one buff away from just greatness. Absolutely insane. If they did one wrong tweak to this, it would just be broken and the game would just be crushed because everybody would be using this weapon. But now that we've talked about how this compares a little bit to the MAC-10, so you guys have an idea of, whether or not maybe you want to use it, let's go ahead and dive into the best loadout or class setup here in Season 2 that you should be using so that you guys are prepared for battle. You guys are going to go out there and shred, I'm telling you. But let's get into it right here. All right, so let's jump into these attachments. For the muzzle, we got that GRU suppressor, helping us with sound suppression, vertical recoil control, bullet velocity, and effective damage range. And obviously the negative is a little bit on the ADS speed as well as our aim stability. But I will say the effective damage range makes up for it. The bullet velocity definitely makes up for it. And it is a 74U, so it's going to have vertical recoil. We're going to want to take care of that as well. It also helps to be a little bit off of the radar, or at least be a little bit less heard when firing your weapon. For our barrel, we have the 9.3-inch VDV reinforced, helping us with effective damage range as well as bullet velocity. Now, I think this helps with bullet velocity by quite a bit, but I don't want to give you guys any wrong data. I haven't completely tested this. I know that JGod and True Game Data haven't gotten to it as well, so we won't know for the time being, but I think it'll get addressed in the near future. However, I do want you guys to know this is the absolute best barrel to be running. It is going to help you quite a bit. Combined with the GRU suppressor, unstoppable. Then with the stock, we have the KGB skeletal stock, helping us with our ADS firing move speed, as well as our aim walking movement speed, and our sprint to fire time. If you're using an SMG, you're going to want good sprint to fire time. The negative is it's going to hurt our hip fire accuracy. I'm not really worried about that. I typically try to ADS with my weapons, but if we do hip fire, it's not going to hurt us enough to just be worth not running. For our ammunition, I'm running the 40-round speed mag. You guys are welcome to run the 50 round if you really want. I personally like this. I like the faster reload. I think 40 rounds does quite a bit. So I'm pretty comfortable running this, and I don't have any issues. But you guys are welcome to switch this up. It is obviously whatever works best for you. For our underbarrel, we have the Spetsnaz speed grip. It's going to help us with our sprinting move speed, make us move a little quicker, as well as our horizontal recoil control, side-to-side recoil. We want to kind of dial that in. So controlling vertical, controlling horizontal equals laser beam. And this thing actually has that kind of effect. It's incredible. Now that you guys know the best loadout or class setup here for Season 2, you guys will be prepared for battle with the 74U. And if they just by some chance magically buff this, you guys will be even more prepared for this thing to just absolutely destroy. I have fun using this weapon. I highly recommend variety for people. If you guys are getting bored using the MAC-10, or maybe you just want to try something different, go out there and give the 74U a shot. It is good, it's reliable, and like I said, it's definitely going to be better at range than the MAC-10. It's going to be a little bit more reliable in those mid-range engagements, which isn't always a bad thing, especially if maybe you're running a sniper rifle. Maybe the 74U is a great pair for that. You guys will notice that some of these attachments, although they have different names, are very similar to some of the other SMG loadouts or class setups that I've recommended, and I think some other creators have recommended as well. So there is a lot of bullet velocity being put into thought. Obviously, effective damage range helps with these weapons. I like the KGB skeletal stock, the extra, movement speed, sprint to fire speed. That stuff's important. So overall, 74U is definitely a weapon that people shouldn't overlook. I wish that there was a little bit more variety as far as SMGs that people were using. I kind of like the 74U. I like the MAC-10, of course. I like the MP5 from Cold War. Some of the Modern Warfare, SMGs are still great as well. But today, we talked about the 74U. You guys know how it compares to the MAC-10. We've gone over the best loadout or class setup. If you guys have any more questions about the 74U or about what weapon you'd like to see next, leave that down in the comment section below. But that's going to wrap things up for us here. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support on the channel overall, and hopefully I see you guys all in the next one. Peace.